Hey, y'all, I have a cat. And I want to talk to you about one little thing. So I'm procrastinating going to the gym just a little bit, but I still want to talk to you all about identifying fruit on the tree. I want to start out by saying that phrase, fruit on the tree, is a biblical term because I learned it from Christians. Don't worry, they're good Christians, not bad ones. Hashtag not all Christians are bad. It's a truth that I've had to admit. But anyways, fruit on the tree. It is a phrase that has led me for over half a decade in identifying who I actually take advice from. And if you are online, which clearly you are, it's something that you really need to identify before you take advice from someone. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of really crappy advice because people in general, especially online, love to talk. They love to hear themselves talk. They love to know that other people are listening to them because people love to express, which is a good thing. It's a good thing to express, but also a lot of people, when they're loving hearing themselves talk, don't necessarily put a filter on themselves of, do I actually know what I'm talking about or am I just expressing? So when it comes down to being a listener online, when it comes to taking advice from people online, it's critically important that you understand what fruit does this person have on their tree? And do they have fruit on the tree in the aspect in which they are speaking? Perfect example. When Donnie was elected, I saw a lot of people coming online and saying things like, now is not the time for despair. Now is the time for action. And I understand the sentiment. I understand the sentiment, but I also understand how that is really bad advice for a lot of people. Because a lot of the people who are saying now is not the time for despair, now is the time for action, are people who have not taken action previously. They have not actively participated in the small government that they're encouraging other people to. They have not actively participated in protests like they're encouraging other people to do. And so if you listen to their advice, it may feel good to take their advice for a little bit, but in the long run, you're going to end up miserable because you're listening to people who don't know what they're talking about because they haven't experienced it. And that's really what I mean when I say fruit on the tree. I don't necessarily mean you have to have the results that, like, someone else has to have the results that you are looking for in their life in order for you to listen to them. But they do have to be having the experiences that you are looking for. If they're talking about something, they have to have experiences. They can't just be talking out of their buttholes, okay? So it's really, and I'm going to impress upon you, whenever you are listening to anyone, including me, be cautious. Ask questions and inquire as to, okay, so what experiences do you have in life that qualify you for me to listen to your advice? Because if that person doesn't have experiences in the area in which they're giving you advice, they're not someone you want to listen to. And this goes for real life too, not just online. Like, I know for a fact that I have stopped listening to my parents whenever it comes to anything regarding money because they don't have a financial present that I want as my financial future. I listen to people who have the financial present that I want as my financial future. I have listened to people who have the relationship present that I want as my relationship future. I listen to people who have the protest or social activism present that I want as my protest and social activism future. So when you're moving through life, this is just a piece of advice coming from a near 34-year-old person. Listen to people who have fruit on the tree.